Hello and welcome to ThePrint. My name is Zoya, and in our Great Speeches series, we look at a speech delivered by poet and freedom fighter Ramdhari Singh Dinkar. In May 1952, in his motion of thanks on the President's address in the Rajya Sabha, Dinkar spoke about his vision for India's future following independence and emphasized the importance of unity and cultural identity. What challenges did Dinkar identify for the newly independent India? He began by acknowledging the tumult and discontent present in the nation, stating that in every member's heart there exists, and I quote, an anxiety for the rapid progress of nation building. He recognized that centuries of colonial rule drained India of its essence, leaving behind merely a skeleton that needed to be infused with life. He said, those whom fate has chosen to infuse blood and flesh into this skeleton and breathe the spirit of youth into it are us. And our present generation and the generations after us will have to remain engaged in this great task for years to come. End quote. Dinkar stressed that while there are many problems facing the nation, it is unrealistic to expect instant solutions. He said, in the current circumstances of our country, we have only one duty, to cooperate with the plans presented before us. End quote. He cautioned against arrogance in believing that any single generation could solve all of India's challenges. Instead, he highlighted the importance of continuity in efforts across generations. Dinkar also spoke emphatically in defense of nation builders tasked with running the country after independence. He said, I believe that no matter how much criticism the government faces, when future historians record the events of this era, they will certainly write that after India's independence, those engaged in its reconstruction faced great difficulties, but that they were strong and powerful people. They controlled adverse circumstances and didn't let the country deteriorate, didn't let its people sink, and didn't let its new freedom weaken. I don't think the future historian will write that those responsible for running India after its independence were lazy, incompetent, or ill intentioned. End quote. He also reflected on India's spiritual heritage and its significance in shaping society. He said, the question is, when the generation responsible for new construction hands over this country, will it be the India of Buddha, Ashoka, Gandhi, and Jawaharlal? Or will it be the India of those who don't like the tradition of Buddha, Ashoka, Gandhi, and Jawaharlal? End quote. Dinkar expressed pride in India's unique approach to achieving independence through nonviolence. He said, people used to laugh that no country in the world could achieve independence through peace and nonviolence. They thought India's experiment with truth and nonviolence would prove wrong because history always repeats itself. But we saw in India that history doesn't repeat itself. History is history because new things are written in it every day. We have found proof of this novelty in India. End quote. Dinkar also addressed concerns about unity within India. He said, when we hear voices rising against unity, we feel pain. We fought as one, we progressed as one. But today, when the princely states have become beads in India's necklace, and people from Kashmir to Kanyakumari and from Kamrup to Kutch are sitting together for exchange of ideas, doubts are rising in our hearts, and the snakes of provincialism, communalism, and caste discrimination are preparing to raise their hoods. End quote. Dinkar pointed out that the foundation of this unity is enshrined in India's constitution, geography, and shared history. If India abandons its spiritual form, its existence will be of no benefit to the world. But if unity breaks, all our economic and social plans will fail. End quote. Dinkar admitted that while India's constitution, geography, and history are the foundations of its unity, at the cultural level, the country needs to come closer. He said, culture delivers its message through the medium of literature and language. But unfortunately, there are still many regions here that cannot know each other because there are veils of language differences between them. Some coordinated work will have to be done to remove these veils. End quote. His suggestion for the government was to take steps towards some coordinated program in this direction. He said, how this work will be done is a matter of planning. Possibly, if the government considers this, it might feel the need for a new Ministry of Unity and Culture. Possibly, the Education Department might advance this under the pretext of cultural programs. It's also possible that some other government institution like Sanskriti Sangam might start this work under government supervision. End quote. Dinkar concluded his speech by suggesting that universities can also be utilized in this direction. He said, "I think universities should not be left under provincial states. State governments may help them however they can, but universities should be kept under the Government of India. Universities can make a great contribution in solving the current language problem in the country. All universities should include examinations in all languages, which will result in many scholars of other languages being prepared in each language. Through this, we will create a wave of unity in every state, in every region of the country, and fulfill the dream that our great people have seen." End quote. Thank you for listening. For more from The Print, become a subscriber at theprint.in/subscribe. I'm Zoya in Delhi. Tune in every day for more insightful news and analysis.